The worst is when I'm trying to parallel park and Hannah's a passenger.
Right.
Because I know she's judging me hard, so I'm like, I better nail this. And if I don't, if I like hit the curb, she's like, oh,
wow. Damn, she doesn't even
like really.
That's funny.
So I'm like little sweat bead, just like.
Does she at least give you kudos after?
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
No, she doesn't. It's expected.
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
expected.
Of course, that's what you did. You're a man.
You're a man.
Welcome to another episode of Don Draper's Den, an after-hours conversation with two fools in the marketing game. We're talking culture, we're talking trash, and really having a conversation doesn't belong in the boardroom. Anyways, I'm Chris. This is Ernie. Guys, subscribe and comment and like and share and all that fun stuff. We appreciate your guys' support. I want to blow this thing up. So without further ado, pour yourself a glass and let's get into this.
Cheers.
Just say, man. That cup's a little much, man.
Dude, I don't know why I'm drinking hot coffee right now. It's so hot in the studio.
Yeah. Isn't that
Holy shit.
the thing to do, right? When you're out in the heat, you drink coffee, you start sweating.
Yeah, if I was Japanese.
Is that a Japanese thing?
At least I know in Japan, that's how they are. Like you want to have
Middle East.
You want to have a balance in your body. Like if it's hot, you drink something that's hot, or if it's cold, you drink something cold.
Yeah,
it is. It's a thing.
I know that in the Middle East, it's popular because it's hotter than a motherfucker out there.
Yeah,
and so very often they're just all covered up, drinking coffee, trying to sweat. I don't know what movie I saw. I don't know why this comes into my mind. I'm just thinking of the Middle East and drinks. But there's a movie where there's like these two kings meet. But it's in the desert, right? And he offers the opposing king a drink of whatever, and there's ice in it. Fucking gangster move is that? You know what I mean? Because it's like set back in the day. You know what I mean? Like way back in the day, thousands of years ago or something. So,
well, he's probably speaking indirectly to the king.
What do you mean?
So in Asian cultures, if you disapprove of something, you don't tell them directly.
Okay.
You would put like the ice in the drink if that was a thing.
Right.
To say, this is not good.
Really? I didn't take it that way. I just saw it I saw it as a massive flex.
Like there's a whole like story where like, the two mothers of the potential bride and groom, whatever, meet.
Yeah.
And to talk about whether they approve of the marriage.
Okay.
And the one mother serves, here's some, let's just say tea, and here's a banana. And then she drinks a little bit of tea, and she's like, it was nice meeting you, and leaves. Didn't say a word.
Yeah.
Just indirectly says these two things don't go.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't.
In Asian culture, you don't want to lose face, and you don't want to rip someone else's face off.
Yeah.
So if you disagree with something, often you will say it in a very indirect way. Right. It is very clear to the other person. But that way, everybody saves face, and you move on.
Just keep it moving.
Yep.
Keep moving. I took that scene as a demonstration of power, because in that,
they could be that too.
How in the God's name did you get ice?
Yeah.
Like where did it come from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's so bananas. And then it made me think too, like, was that even a thing? I know that you can get yourself a big old glacier chunk of ice and then drag it in the water, and I guess it creates kind of a like a protective layer of water or whatever. So because I would think that it would just melt, right away, but it doesn't. Anyways, I don't know what makes me think of that.
Just where you go?
Some wild curious. I don't know. I was just thinking about drinks. I thought we were gonna have Jaeger in here this time. But
no, because he always wants to sit on my lap, and I'll just be distracted the whole time. He distracts me. He's a cutie.
I think you could hack it, bro. You could push through.
I could probably hack it.
You could push through. So this will come out later because we're not doing this live. But I'm excited. I'm going to Atlanta. I've never really hung out in Atlanta at all. I don't know if you have.
Yeah, I've been to Atlanta. I liked all my experiences. We'll see. The funny thing is, I used to follow my brother wherever he got promoted.
Okay.
He used to work high, like with Verizon Wireless.
Right.
And every time he got promoted, he'd always go to these nice cities.
Right.
And so all my impressions of like, oh, I went to Atlanta, or oh, I went to Phoenix, Arizona. Oh, I went. It's like really cool because he always took us to the really nice restaurants.
Got you.
You know, he knew all these different people, and I'm like, oh man, Atlanta's awesome.
Right.
But I don't really know, you know. I know the 5-star restaurants you'd take us to, type of thing, you know.
Yeah, that looks like there's a lot of 5s. I was like just prepping, you know, seeing the restaurants and stuff, and there's like some real 5-star kind of joints. So I was like, oh shit, that's really expensive.
Atlanta's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm pumped. We had our big Modex thing that we're going to, man. Yeah, man. But there's a lot of hustlers, bro. Like I've gotten inundated already with like crazy messages that don't make any sense. You know, it's like, granted, they're probably like AI kind of things that are hitting me up, you know, with emails, and I'm not mad at it, but it's like
the good ones will reach out. We'll tell the audience what Modex is.
Well, funny you should ask. Funny you should say. So what is Modex? Modex is this international event. This conference happens every other year. And one year it's in Chicago called ProMat, the other one, Modex. So at this, it's basically like a showcase. Everybody's got a quote unquote booth, although some of the booths are like, like 100 by 80 foot.
Yeah.
Right? They're just massive. So they're essentially conveyor systems, robotics, all things to do with moving stuff around.
Yeah, like material handling.
Yeah.
In warehouses and factories and
all the, like I mean, last year I tried on an exoskeleton suit. I got a huge kick out of that. I wish it was, you know, it's not as robust as the one like in Avatar or some shit. I don't want to make it sound like that.
You're thinking like Alien?
Yeah. You know, I
still think that's awesome.
I can't wait, right? I got to find where. In fact, there was one guy from Turkey that I met at ProMat last year who was saying that there's an even more ridiculous event it's like the mother of them all in Germany.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And at this particular event, which I can't remember the name of it, but it's the same type of vibe, only there they have like a lot more like heavy equipment. So like, I don't know, the things that would deal with construction on like building scale and bridge scale, right? So he said that, first of all, the event's just ridiculous, right? In terms of size itself, right? It dwarfs ProMat and all this, right? And meanwhile, there's like, I don't know, tens of thousands of people there, right? But this other one, dude, they have whole cranes and like whole setups where they're picking up like I-beams and all kind of weird shit, you know? So I bet they have an exoskeleton. So we'll put that's on our business bucket list.
I dare you to attend that event and bring one of those little hoverboards. Dude,
I'm not gonna be the guy.
You could be that guy.
I could.
It works. It's all robotics, so you could be like, bzzz, "Hi, I'm Chris."
Absolutely. I have a little beanie with a propeller on top. Hi guys.
Everybody would think you're smart in that scenario. Remember, it's about context. I agree. Anybody who rides around with that, they're losers. But especially grown man riding in a mall on one of those little hoverboards.
Once you hit a particular age, right? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but once you hit it, because you can't get laid on one of them, you know, on one of those things.
Well, Shannon's going with you. You don't have no expectations there. She could ride on. She could ride on one hoverboard. You both go.
Might be.
I'll tell you what. After the end of the day, she's gonna be rubbing her feet and be like, "Man, it's too much walking." And then.
Yeah,
you're gonna remember what I just said. Man, I wish we had a hoverboard,
bro.
It would work in that though. Nobody would think you're odd. They would think you're smart because it's all robotics.
I mean, there's a lot of nerds there, man. Yeah. Like super. Yeah. Oh, that's very wise. Yeah, that's very wise. But no, fuck that. That's stupid. I'm not gonna be that guy.
Going with your hiking like construction boots. Going with the most uncomfortable type of footwear.
It's actually pretty comfortable.
Lugging around another 5 pounds on your
sneakers as well.
When you could have just taken a hoverboard, look all cool for one day.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It looks so stupid.
That's why I hate those conferences. My feet are so bad. Like for like an hour, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this.
Yeah, and if you're trying to event wise at the thing. Like I've got one thing that I've got to hit. Thankfully, it's right in the morning, right? But the other side too, man, is like, hotels are bananas down there.
Yeah.
So I'm only, I forget the name. I think it's called Lenox is the name of the area. But just like looking online, I'm trying to like, okay, I got to do this. And apparently they have a train. I don't know though, man. Like I've heard some wild things about Atlanta. I'm sure it's okay. But there was like hella.
You're jiu-jitsu, purple belt with a stripe?
Just purple belt, but yeah.
Purple belt? So you could at least beat all the purple belts and below that you meet in the train.
Yeah, but it can't beat a gun. But I saw, here's how you know where you are, right? I go to the Google Maps, as you do, and I just kind of check out the area. And I was really looking for like train, bus, something like this. And I see charging stations.
Yeah.
All over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Right? For cars, like Tesla charging. So way more than I would normally see. So I was like, oh, there's money around there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I looked and I kind of, looked at the stores and then I was like, oh, Gucci, Prada. You know what I mean? I was
right.
Like, all right, I see where I'm at. Which is great. But I'm also 9 miles away or 8 miles away and it takes 30 minutes to get there.
You're just going to Uber?
I think I'm going to Uber.
Just Uber. That way you don't have to think about parking especially I've seen you park that truck, dude. You'd be like, take an hour just to fucking park your truck. And there's an open space. Like, how long is it going to take you?
I don't have any fucking backup camera in my shit.
Like, dude, while you park, I'll just go to conference. I'll wait for you there.
That's amazing. You know what, man? Now that you're saying this, that's gonna be on my mind next time I should drive somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be thinking about that. Like, this motherfucker's judging me this whole time.
I know, dude. You're parking that truck. You got to improve on that.
If it took any more than 3 minutes, bro, you'd fucking fall asleep anyway. So I don't see what it wouldn't matter anyway.
Touche. I think I'm good at like parallel parking. I will admit, Hannah's really good at parallel parking.
I'm really good at parallel.
She's like in her truck.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
I'm done.
But see, that's Jersey, right? You're growing up in Jersey, like. I was astonished. I ran into somebody out here. Damn, but I know like a while ago it happened, a couple years ago, but they had never parallel parked. They were like a middle-aged person.
Yeah, that's wild.
What do you do? It just was. And
I judge people hard in their parallel parking skills.
Yeah. Like the only reason it came up, I was driving.
Yeah.
And I wish I remember who it was, but I remember, doing the thing. Just boom, boom, boom.
The worst is when I'm trying to parallel park and Hannah's a passenger.
Right.
Because I know she's judging me hard. So I'm like, I better nail this. And if I don't, if I like hit the curb, she's like,
oh, damn. She doesn't even.
Like, really?
That's funny.
So I'm like, little sweat bead. Just like.
Does she at least give you kudos after?
Yeah, she does. Okay. No, she doesn't. It's expected.
Yeah. Sure. Expected. Of course, that's what you did. You're a man.
You're a man.
Damn.
But
okay.
No, Moda. Yeah, I wish I was going to Moda, but then again, I also don't because I'm not a good. It's funny. Last time when we went to ProMat, it was me, you, and Marianne. Yep. It was perfect because Marianne and I were at the right like pace.
Yeah. And
so we'd be walking with you, and then you'd go talk to somebody. We're like, okay, let's go this way. Let Chris do his thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I gotta say,
like, hey, look at that robot. Let's go there.
I was at ProMat, and this will certainly be the vibe. Now that I kind of have a vibe for what it's going to be, do that little man in the street thing, maybe some interviews and videos.
Yeah,
taking all the pictures and all this fun stuff. But what happens? So everybody's got a shtick there, right? So a couple places had like proper baristas.
Proper
baristas, ready to go.
Right, like you wonder if they hired baristas. Like what? Or did you teach your staff how to? The booth? Here, we can make some coffee.
Yeah, and they got
you want
hors d'oeuvres,
milk or whatever. Like
and they like make the little foam heart.
Yeah, like what is
for real shit.
What is going on here?
So So yeah, everybody's got a shtick, and you want. I mean, it's free, right?
Mhm.
So if there's a free bag of Doritos, all right, I guess I'll have it, right? Dude, I was so caffeinated at like just as it was kind of getting to a close one particular day. I was like, fuck me, man, I have a heart attack. I
Yeah.
had like a couple free espressos, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So yeah, that's gonna be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. I
We used
want
to
to
do
see
trade
something.
shows or business expos.
What's that?
We used to do business expos
Yeah.
for D Milano. Yeah, it was fun. It wasn't like necessarily worth it, but our stick. Our stick was I put a fishbowl. You know how people collect business cards
Yeah.
and it'll like often have a fishbowl.
Right.
You know, put your business card here and enter a raffle for
Sure.
a prize, whatever.
Got a broken toaster or something.
Yeah, well, like what I had was a fishbowl, but then I had a fish in there. I put like a goldfish, and then I put a sign saying "Fish bowls are for fish."
Damn.
Hand me your card.
Okay. All right.
And then when it would always attract them, like, hey, what's this fish doing here?
Right.
And then I would explain them like we believe that business is about transaction, is a relationship between people.
Right.
I'm earning, and they hand me the business card. It worked.
Clever.
But then as the fish got bigger,
Right.
like the goldfish, they grow into their tank.
Sure.
What I'd have it at the office in a really big fish tank, but then come trade show, that fish was on. Right. And what I did is I reduced the bowl.
Giant.
So it's a giant fish in a very tiny bowl. Dude, that attracted a lot of people.
Right.
Because they're like,
why?
Why?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? And we should call PETA on you or something. Like, that's just not right. I'm like, he's working.
Right.
And look, he brought you to me.
Yeah.
And dude, it worked like a charm.
That's funny, man.
It worked like a charm.
I want to make that even
big
more
fish bowl
extreme.
and a small fish tank.
Like
a big fish and a small fish bowl.
You get like a light down, or you could put a light under just to make it the centerpiece.
Yeah.
Just nothing else. That's hilarious.
And my whole thing was to my staff at the time, like, I bet you I could, the only speed bump I need is a big fish in a small bowl.
Yeah.
And it did. It brought people to, just because it was like, what are you doing?
Right.
Why do you have that thing there? Like, oh, well, why are you here? Let me tell you about what we do. It worked like a charm.
That's a good one. You heard it. Steal it.
But no, having baristas at your booth and everything, like, that's intense, dude.
It's gonna be,
and it's also welcoming too, because like half the time I am tired. Like by the time I get to certain booths, I'm like, oh, they're handing out coffee.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, and not only that, man, but it's like, okay, so you're walking around. For anybody that's never been to these things, you're walking around, and it's huge, man, huge, right? Like, I forget the name of it. It's like the Georgia World Center or whatever the hell it's at. But it's like 10 city blocks, man. It's massive. It's
massive,
building, right? Yeah. So, walking all over the place. And then the second and third day is even worse because you're just like, Jesus, I can't walk anymore.
Right.
But then not only that, you're talking. And not just talking, right? But they're all, for the most part, my experience last time was, man, those are all trained, professional bullshit talking motherfuckers over there, right? So it's not just like, I don't know, it's different. It's a different lift when I run into people that maybe don't have the sales acumen or the, the kibitz and the schmooze and like, they don't do that, right? And it's not to say I bowl them over per se, but it's just that I can lead the conversation. I can, accelerate to my point faster. I can just get in, get out, whatever it is. But with these guys, right, it's like, no, they're meeting me right there. Yeah. Like, hey, bro, how you doing? I'm just like, oh, right, let's go. You know what I mean? I can't back off my energy,
Two of you identical. Just like, hey, guys. And then there's me just walking around like,
oh, man.
Yeah, I don't do well in those situations. I remember, though, my best trade show or expo experience. Right. I walk into the middle of, like, there's all these booths, not as big as ProMat or Modex, but I walk in and I'm like overwhelmed, right? And me, my personality, I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do here? Like, there's a lot of people. So I just stood there for like maybe 5 minutes. I'm like, I don't know where to go first, right? Some guy comes right up next to me and he just like, is your first time here? And I'm like, yeah. How about you? He's like, yeah. He's like, man, this is huge. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what do you do? And I go, I'm Ernie and I run an agency. He's like, well, I run a research firm. We need marketing. And then we talked,
Right.
and that was it. I landed what it was like $150,000 contract.
Right.
Just standing there. I didn't do anything. And I'm like, all right, I'm done.
That'll work.
I just walked out.
That's amazing, man. Yeah.
Like I'm not, but that does speak to the point. I always have a saying, just show up. You just never know. Even if you don't, or you're horrible at meeting people, like on the spot, like I am, just show up.
Right.
Because you never know who you're going to meet, who could either buy your service or impact you or refer you or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Or be the heads up too.
I know one thing, if you don't show up, you're not going to get shit.
Nothing. Right?
So just show
be
up.
There. Mm-hmm. And how lucky were we, bro? Like one of our clients last year, right? As there's a sea of an ocean of people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What are the odds? Thankfully, I was wearing this. I'll be wearing it again. But our buddies over at the construction rec company,
Zone 4.
Yeah. They out of nowhere,
they're there.
Taps me on the shoulder.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
That was
crazy.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, they're good guys too. I love that company. I love the people there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when we first went there, and then all of a sudden, Steve comes up to me and gives me a big hug. He's like, "Hey,
most personable."
And I'm like, he's like, "I'm Steve." I'm like, "Oh, wow, you're
that dude.
You're that dude. You're the CEO of this company."
Yeah.
Give me a big hug. He's like, "Oh, come on, let's go." And he's like talking my ear off, and I'm like, I like this guy.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
very super personable.
Another purple belt.
Yeah,
man. So no, they were good. Even the board too. You know what I mean? Because the guys on top. And you're like, oh, they were nice, personable. You know what I mean? It was kind of a pleasant surprise, right? Because you just never know.
It really was.
So
good. I'm glad that you're prepared this year, and seems like it's going to be a good year.
Yeah,
at Modex.
Yeah.
Building relationships and learning new things. Oh, if you get a chance, before I forget, make sure to collect brochures and like collateral and stuff, so you can hand it to our designers. I always like giving them hey, here's some of the new stuff that is being designed.
Yeah, it's a good idea, man. I was impressed.
Tactile, the
booths, like I say booths. I don't even think that displays, whatever you want to call them. But that doesn't do justice to how big everything.
No, it doesn't. Really doesn't.
There was a couple that like the design of them was interesting. Where maybe I remember. It's hard to remember. A couple were very immersive, right? So that they had a cover. I remember walking in to something where it had everything about the company was incredibly high tech. I remember what they are, but they had this huge space, like a 60 by 80 foot space, but it was totally covered up top. So you walked in I don't know, it felt like a movie theater or something like that, yeah, man. And then I'm thinking, well, somebody designed this, and
it takes months to design some of these things. I mean, it's intense. I remember we went to one booth, they had a whole interactive mirror basically, and it was super cool.
Yeah,
and they were working on it for a year just to try to get all the programming done on this thing, and it was huge. It's maybe 4 foot by 8 foot. Tall.
Was that? I think that was Vonderland.
I think so.
Yeah, right.
I think so.
I can remember they were white and orange, something like that, right?
I think so. But they put a lot into that. I love doing building and working with clients on building booths.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun because it's not just about the design. You're thinking about making a place. So in the sea of 1,000 booths, let's say, what's going to make your little booth space, or maybe not so little booth space, something that people are attracted to and want to engage with you. And to me, that's fascinating. I enjoy that, trying to build that booth space.
Yeah, kind of
trying to get in the minds of those who are walking past what's going to get them to stop at your booth when there's a sea of others.
I saw a cardboard. Let's say a packaging company, but it was cardboard was their hustle. But their whole display was made of cardboard, right? It wasn't that big, right? But it most certainly stood out because they went down to don't know if you guys went back there. It was in like the smaller.
No, I couldn't. I didn't.
section.
By that time, I was completely beat.
Bro.
I'm like, I'm not even going to the other section.
Right. It was exhausting. But yeah, no, but like it was everything like a desk would have, but everything was made of cardboard.
Yeah.
So it was like,
if you ever lose me in a conference, like a little pro tip.
Yeah.
Like, man, I can't find Ernie. He's not responding on his phone.
Yeah.
Just look at wherever the food vendors are and wherever there's seating.
Benches.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. He's sitting there.
Just, sawing wood over there.
And if you don't find me there, I'm probably not in the conference.
That's it. You've given up.
I've given up.
So anyways, looking forward to that. My LinkedIn's going to blow up, be a networking animal. But it'll be kind of, and driving there. So, hopefully Shannon's going to do some driving. So, yeah.
It'll be fun. A little break. Is Shannon looking forward to it?
Yeah.
Just getting away.
Any break to get away.
Yeah.
And we don't mind the road trip. She challenged. She's like, the other day, she's like, oh, we haven't played the band name game in a long time.
Why would she do that? Why would she challenge that?
That's what I said. I don't bring it up.
No, do a different name game.
We do. Sometimes we do animals.
I'll say, hey, let's do the Filipino food name game. Yeah, take that, fucker.
But that's why I don't do it. I haven't brought it up because I'm like, well, I'd start throwing out the names like No Effects.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? DMX.
Yeah.
I feel bad. Anyways, so what's your go-to? Well, first of all, I saw Rocky again. I haven't seen Rocky Balboa in a minute, so number 6.
Yeah.
Been on an 80s action kick. It's been Top Gun a lot. I've probably seen Top Gun like 4 times this year. Maverick, I've seen that a couple of times.
Yeah.
What is your go-to movie when you don't know what to watch?
My go-to movie probably, well, one, sometimes it's not, things aren't always streaming, right? Like, shit, they took it off.
Or you got to pay for it.
You got to pay for it. So, kind of thing, but like if everything was accessible to me, my go-to movies would probably be like Top Gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
For some reason, Top Gun Maverick just does it for me. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It has every theme I need. It has the love part. It has the action. It has the patriotism piece to it.
Right.
Anything that has those things, I love.
Love, action.
Patriot, like U.S. theme. Yeah. And especially if it's not just action though. These are fighter planes. That's fucking badass. Yeah. Like I love that kind of stuff.
Just watched Glory again. Too.
Yeah. Glory's the best.
So good, man.
Yeah, I could always watch Glory. I remember the first time I ever watched that.
Yeah.
I was in 7th grade social studies, and the teacher in school, and the teacher, it was a video day, so he played Glory.
Wow.
But it was only like an hour-long class, so we only got to see the first hour. And so I went out and I rented it from the library. I'm like, Mom, take me to the library. I got to rent this movie out. And I rented Glory out and watched it at home. I'm like, I love this, man.
It hits different. There's a scene. I won't go too deep in the woods on this, but there's the scene where there's the kid, the drummer, little drum boy, and then the main soldier characters, and Morgan Freeman, Denzel, and then the other 2 guys whose names I don't know. But I was doing a kind of a thought experiment last night as I watched it. I was like, so they say in Freud, in Freudian psychology, you are everyone in your dreams, right? That's kind of the vibes of it, right?
Okay, that's scary.
Yeah, right. Because anyway, never mind that part. Right. The point is that because obviously, there isn't anybody else in your head, right? So you're just kind of assuming their behavior and all that. Okay. So then, if you think of it in more of from that perspective, you think, oh, well, in the tent, what if that scene wasn't amongst 5 individuals, the 4 soldiers and the 1 kid, right? What if that was one man? And
that was his different personality.
The aspect of his personality, right?
Oh, that's interesting.
And it kind of got me thinking. I'm like, because the angry, virile younger man in Denzel he's angry, right? He's just like pissed. Like, this life sucks. He's had the shit kicked out of him as a slave. Like, he's just pissed. There's the wise man in Morgan Freeman's character, right, who's kind of been through it, probably has been angry, but's on the other side, and he's got this perspective to him. There's the other man who's super duper country, and he can't, he wants to do his very best. He knows what hard work and ethics are, and he's a highly moral man, right? I got the good book in one hand, I got my rifle in it. He's that guy. And then there's the educated man, right, who is friends with the general, right, back as they were kids. But he was born a free man. His dad was a free man, right? So it's very interesting. And then I found it particularly interesting that they kick the kid out of the tent, right? Denzel, it's like, boy, stop playing that drum, right? And he just dismisses, right? But I thought, like, ooh, that's kind of if all that's one man, it's kind of like, it put me in mind of like, first of all, this is an adult conversation, right? And the musings of childhood do not belong here. But better yet, the musings of childhood ought to be dismissed because we've got to conduct war. It was like a way bigger moment than and I never thought that before.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah,
it's pretty deep.
It was just a new way to see it.
I don't know. I don't know if the directors or writers or whatever thought of that, but
no, I don't
imagine
think so.
that they did think about who should be in that tent. And here are the good characters. I think it was well done. Collard greens are waiting on me.
God, it's such a good. That's so quotable. That's gonna be a tattoo for sure. The
collard greens are waiting on me.
No, not that.
You'll put that across your chest,
right? That is not how we roll. I don't even like collard greens. No, the went down, standing up. Let's fucking go, dude.
Go. Yep.
Yes. Yep. Oh man, I love that scene.
Yeah, I love that. I love everything about that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will forever be like. I think now that you mention it, I want Lily to watch it.
Yeah,
because like it's like you need to see this. Like you need to see like this privileged life that you have.
Yeah,
didn't come at it came at a cost.
Yeah, at a huge
cost.
Yeah,
all the people, the blood on the soil. Came at a huge cost so that you could sit there and play your video games on your phone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's funny you should say that, man, because I was thinking just the same thing with Cecilia. Like, and she's, I saw that. Jeez, when did I see that one? I was younger. I think I was younger than them. I don't remember when it came out, like 1989, 1990, something like that. Yeah. So I would have been 9 or 10 years old. I got it. I was entertained by it. I don't know how much of it I actually got. But, but yeah, my kids need to see that. So
no, anything like that. I love those type of movies. Yeah. Anything patriotism.
Yeah.
Like even The Patriot with Mel Gibson.
Aim small, miss small.
Yeah, love that.
Amazing.
Yeah, anything Patriot. Like I could watch those stuff all the time. Or maybe it's like even like the Tom Clancy stuff, the Patriot games.
Yeah.
Or what's it? The submarine.
Hunt for Red October.
Hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
Like all that kind of stuff is like, even though it's not like huge patriotism, it does. I mean, that was Hunt for October, U.S. versus Russia.
Yeah.
I get a thrill of that kind of stuff.
One thing that I guess I'm observant of is, so it's 1989, 1988 when they're making Glory, right? Or any other movie. And the amount of production. Right? Like, what kind of lift are we talking about here? Because if this scene is set in, the jungles of Vietnam or the mountains of wherever, or, what I mean? You're going to have to go there or someplace that looks like there, right? Because at a certain point, it's like, you can't recreate this in a soundstage. It just doesn't it's cheaper to just go there, right? So
no, nowadays, man, you see some of these sound stages.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like
that's
360 almost, like screens. And they just put a few realistic props.
That's my point, though. Yeah. Right. It's today, comparatively, right? There's a scene in Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Aliens, where they're on top of like a rock or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, the fans are blowing, you can picture in the studio, and they're just looking out at this, whatever. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the backdrop is a painted backdrop.
Yeah.
Right. In the day, it looked just fine.
Yeah.
Right. And even on TV, right, with the pixelated kind of old school TV, it looks just fine.
Yeah.
Right. But if you see it now in 4K, you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
That's a back right there. You know what I mean? Like it's 12 feet behind you. I can see that shit. Plain as day, right? So, anyways, my point is that back in the day, you had to blow the real shit up.
Yeah.
And you could do it for the authentic nature of the scene, right? Action always hits different when they, Terminator 2, they fly the helicopter. Cameron famously flies the helicopter under the bridge.
Yeah.
Or the overpass even.
Yeah.
Ballsy move, But now, little AI, a little this, little that.
Yeah.
And it looked great.
It looks great.
It looks fucking
more
great.
than great. It's
It's
amazing. Yeah, the technology that they have. You were mentioning Aliens. It got me thinking about Predator.
Yeah.
Have you watched Predator Badlands? It's new.
No, I haven't seen.
I think overall it's a good movie, but it's also kind of like really, because the whole premise is like the Predator that's featured is like the shortest one in his clan.
Okay.
And so he's like, you're not honorable. You're not one of us.
Oh shit.
You're too short.
The runt of the litter.
He's the runt of the litter,
Okay.
right? And so he wanted to prove himself that he's tough.
Right.
And anyways, and then at the end, like, I don't know, it was just weird because they're trying to show the softer side. Well, that was just intro, but show the softer side, like the relational side of Predator. Ultimately it was a good movie, and I really liked the actress in there. I forget her name, but Elle Fanning or whatever. She's really good. Anyways, but I don't know. It's like when I think of Predator, it's like, what you guys
badass.
strayed so far away.
Yeah.
It used to be like Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's the standard, man.
Yeah.
That's the standard.
Badass hunting, killing machine.
You don't want to know the thing. The thing wants to just kill you. That's it. How do you kill this unstoppable thing?
Right.
And so it was a different twist. It was like, okay.
Yeah. I might say, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I remember there was a Predator or whatever with the guys that was kind of one of the guys from Key and Peele, the shaved head guy, the tall.
Yeah. I didn't like that. I stopped.
I don't know even what that was.
Yeah, I stopped. Like after the first 15, 20 minutes. One, the humor and stuff, and like Key and Peele's character, that dude.
Yeah.
Like it was like, okay, it just doesn't fit. Nothing fits in this.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge, like the first one, awesome.
Right.
You had Carl Weathers or whatever. You had Arnold Schwarzenegger. You had like badass dudes.
Jesse the Body
Ventura. And they're like, in between scenes or whatever, they're all like pumping weights trying to get.
Did you know? Here's a little factoid about Predator. Did you know that? So there's the chief. I think they call it chief, but the dude who's supposed to play like Native American dude, right? Mm-hmm. So he was so volatile, we'll say, that they had to hire somebody to keep him good. Like he'll just fight anybody.
Really?
Right? He's a fucking madman. So yeah, but he's like, I need this guy's energy in this movie.
Yeah.
But also I need to hire somebody to keep him separated.
Yeah, and tone him down a bit. Yeah.
So that's a huge liability. But also, like, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? As an adult, get the fuck over yourself. What are you gonna fight fucking this Hollywood actor?
Yeah.
But anyway.
He's probably shoot up, dude.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. Roided up to the
roided
tits,
up. Yep.
Right.
So he's ready to like bust down a brick wall.
Right.
Like he just.
So all right. So there's the expense back in the day. Yeah, if you're gonna be somewhere, either you're gonna build it, or you know what? It's just cheaper to go to Vietnam. Let's just film it there, right? Not the case anymore, man. Like it's changing and has changed. It's not new, but it's like significant money different on your average cost of a movie.
Yeah.
Right. Back in the day, 100 million. I mean, numbers are relative because you're talking 30 years ago. 100 million is way different than today. Fair enough. But you're talking like the cost on average now is like 30, 40 million-ish, something like that. Versus back in the day, it was more like 90, 100. something like that, right? So just the actual cost of production's gone down. Interesting enough is how a movie studio these days, past the pandemic, because that's that moment, right?
Yeah.
Because the movie theater, nobody's going to movie theaters anymore. Hollywood is not what it used to be, right? Like down in Georgia, actually, there's a lot of films and a lot of Hollywood people moved to Georgia. So there's a lot of stuff happening down there, oddly enough, and other places throughout the country. So I don't want to pay all those taxes out there in California either. Jesus Christ.
Holy shit. You mentioned about the theaters going down. Like I miss the theater days. Yeah. The theater days is more of an event. It was nice to watch on a big screen. Nowadays it's just weird. I don't even know I wonder how theaters are doing these days, just because you could watch it. I'm just streaming everything.
It's funny you should say that. So here's a little change on that, right? So back in the day, right, for most of our lives, up until 2019, up until the pandemic, really, what it is there's blockbuster movies, there's any number of style of movie or whatever, and that's what I go to see. And there's kind of this steady Eddie, people, what do you want to do? Well, let's just go to the movies. Okay. So that dynamic stops, right? And there's like a 90% drop in the pandemic year in 2020. Yeah. It's a 90% drop.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So bad news for movie theaters, right? Not their fault, but bad news. Everything then flips to streaming, right? And they have like crazy amount of loss, right? I think it was like a $40 billion or $50 billion industry, something like that. Yeah. Prior to the pandemic, right? And then now it's actually coming its way back up. Really? Right? It's doing better than you kind of realize. But here's the thing: back in the day, what would you go to the movies to do aside from? It sounds stupid, but aside from watching a movie, there isn't much. You know what I mean? No. It's like I might, instead of seeing like the latest blockbuster with like Tom Cruise or something, I might go to an IMAX movie theater to see like a astronauts on the fucking moon kind of thing or something, right? So kind of quasi-educational, maybe.
Dude, every time I do IMAX theaters, I fall asleep.
Yeah.
Like
Any theater?
If I sat there and just looked at this expanse like video of astronauts on the moon, I was like, wow. Like it's so impressive that I just fall asleep. It's not that I'm bored. It's just like, this is amazing. I'm just gonna like
that's it.
I fall asleep all the time when I do. I'm the worst IMAX viewer.
Maybe it's the angle, because you do kind of have to.
Yeah.
But that's the, like, you go there to an IMAX theater and you see some wild shit. But these days, dude, live concerts. Right? Yeah. Some Taylor Swift is doing a thing and wherever, right? She's got some big concert event. They'll live cast that shit to a movie theater.
Yeah, that's cool.
Not a bad idea.
No, not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. Sporting events. I would assume, but I don't know for a fact, that like UFC or whatever, right? Like there's a big thing. Put it in a movie theater. Yeah, that's cool. That's so right. So they've taken what used to be kind of more steady, what do you want to do? We'll go to the movies, right?
And they're streaming live events. That's pretty cool.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, right? I think so.
It makes it in, feels like something.
I would imagine the experience is completely different, like than going to watch a movie at the theater. Right. Like everybody's cheering or something for.
That's so. It's interesting you say that, right? Because even the kind of the marketing, put our marketing hat on, the marketing around that is that what used to be the thing you did because it was the weekend and you don't know what to do is now kind of like, it's an event. Okay, so now it's like you need people for the experience. Yeah. Right? It changes the vibe. And that's how it's being positioned now. Right? That's why it's like event focused. Right?
That's pretty cool.
But it's weird how they've had to pivot that.
Yeah.
Because like otherwise, honestly, it's like, well, fuck, I don't. I want to stay home. I want to stay at my jammies.
Right? Yeah.
The food's cheaper. Fuck your $18 popcorn. You know.
Yeah.
So all right. Here's another one. What do you imagine the release time? Right. So say a movie comes out back in the day. They put it in theaters, and then it's exclusive in theaters for what period of time? If you had to guess.
Back then?
Back in the day.
6 months, 4 to 6 months.
Okay, fair enough. So 90 days was off in the contract.
Okay.
Right. So 90 days, thereabouts, you're going to put out Star Wars number 11, and then 90 days. Okay. And then what's it do? It goes to the HBO of the world, the Cinemax, and all this kind of stuff, right? During the pandemic, completely flopped, right? Sometimes direct to streaming, right? Cool, right? And now there's a bit of a hybrid, and the contracts themselves are actually more like 30-day or 1 or 2 months instead of a guaranteed 3.
Yeah.
Right. To then go get sold, right? However, I found out that the streaming services, they love those big budget movies, but the studios end up losing money, right? So they're having no choice now but to go back. They're like, yeah, we can't go direct to streaming. We're losing capital on this.
We got to keep it in theaters.
Right.
So, well, I hope so.
Yeah.
But because some movies are just better on huge screen. Like I had to watch Top Gun in the big screen.
To see that one in the theater.
Got to see that. Yeah. To hear the whole surround sound type effect.
Yeah.
Marvel movies, I have to see those in the theater.
They're way more fun in the theater. Yeah.
Because it's immersive. I want to see fucking Hulk jump. I don't want to see it like on my little screen. It's just not the same.
Watch it on your phone, like.
It just doesn't have the same impact.
Right.
But I don't know how many times this past few months I've tried looking at like, I want to take Lily to the movie theaters. What's it playing? And I'm like, there's nothing good on here. Yeah. They're playing all this old shit. Like
that's super annoying to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to see. It's funny. I've been thinking about. I don't know. Somebody gives me $1 million or something. But if I want to, watch a movie theater, I'd put like on Roadhouse. How cool would that be? Like at the Murphy in Wilmington, just to have it like on the big screen and like, you know what I mean? Like make a night of it. That'd be so cool. I would love to promote. I don't have any, it's not like I own a piece of Roadhouse or anything, right? But just to have that and like have you like people dress up as their favorite character or something like that.
Nice.
That'd be great.
I was talking to Sam. She's looking forward to that Michael Jackson biopic that's going out in the theaters, I think. She's like, did you know she's a huge Michael Jackson fan?
I kind of caught the vibe, but she's told us that last week.
Even if I attempt to be sarcastic about Michael, she's like, no, you don't get to do that. Not with Michael Jackson. I'm like, whoa.
Damn.
Okay. Like, do I want to see Michael Jackson on big screen? I don't know.
Damn, she was not having it.
Really? No, really, yeah.
That's so
Every
weird.
once in a while, throw in some Michael Jackson jokes or something and see how she takes it.
Damn.
Yeah, she loves Michael Jackson. Isn't that weird? That's like before her time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think, like relative to me. I mean, I guess I like old bands.
Yeah.
I'm obviously a Sabbath fan. Who isn't? But I don't know. It just hits different.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I think it's weird too, right?
It's like
because like you could. I think people could respect Michael Jackson and his library, of music that he put out. Like, dude, you got to give him props.
Right.
I mean, he was a megastar. I mean,
ridiculous
star, and his talent and his voice, especially all the way back when he was a little child. Right. His voice was like, amazing.
Right.
But I don't know too many be like, that's why I love Michael Jackson. Like, no, dude,
man, I kind of thought that all. I was forever. The older I got, because I loved Michael Jackson, like my whole life. I'm like, he was amazing. But as time had gone on, I'm like, I like the hits. I know tons of those songs. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would even look back into more like the B side of like Off the Wall.
Yeah.
And older records that just when I was a little kid. But I never saw the fandom. I didn't really understand that, passing out at a concert and stuff. I mean, okay. Yeah. But especially as I'm, 25, 35 years old and I'm like really removed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, Michael Jackson. Oh yeah, of course. Everybody knows Michael Jackson. Yeah. But then you see the fandom.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And there's people my age.
Yeah.
Then I'm 30 something years old. I'm like, why are you losing
Right.
your shit?
Yeah,
Like,
why are you losing this Michael Jackson? I mean, he's
it's just-
awesome.
he's
like,
great.
like, you know, wow.
Chill the fuck out.
Yeah, right.
Don't pee yourself. So, anyways.
So yeah, that movie come out, and
Yeah.
she can't wait to see it in theaters.
Right.
But I think I'll wait for that to stream.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Sam.
Sorry, Sam.
She doesn't fucking that. Sorry. Tell Nick. Tell Sam.
Tell Sam.
You know what? It doesn't matter.
Nick, tell Sam sorry. Because we know she doesn't even watch this fucking podcast that she produces.
That's bullshit.
That's
At least
bullshit.
she subscribed.
That's bullshit.
Subscribed like 2 months ago or something. Finally.
Yeah, finally. She's like the 198th subscriber.
What kind of support? Why don't you watch your own show?
She's like, hey, you guys added another subscriber. I'm like, oh, cool. She's like, it was me. I'm like, what?
Now?
Took you this long?
You weren't the first 3? Like, how? Why?
Right.
Oh, man. Anyways.
So
yeah, movies and the cost.
mhm.
And the future. The future is the AI, the LED screens.
Mhm.
I didn't really know that. I thought everything is a green screen. Right? Like any background
Yeah.
is going to be a green screen or the equivalent
Yeah.
thereof.
No, now I think it's like LED. Like they're literally playing, like you could see the play, whatever.
Exactly right.
Mhm.
Yeah. I didn't know, but I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of fucking sense.
Like in some of the Marvel stuff, they'll have like real props and they're acting, but in the background is like you see the other planets or whatever. Like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's got to be. I honestly didn't realize that, but I want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that seems fucking cool.
I like the theater experience. I think I hope it comes back because now not any of these like cheap theaters like you go to, dude.
How much fucking money do you want to spend in a movie theater?
I don't
How much
care.
does recliner
If I'm gonna
seat-
go, I want to relax, dude. When you go to that like cheap theater, dude, I'm like bubble wrapped. I'm like I don't want to like what's touch these chairs.
That'd be all right.
Like, it smells. My feet are sticking to the
Your feet
floor.
will be sticky.
I'm like, why is my feet sticking to the floor?
Your feet are.
And I'm like this the whole time, like I don't want to touch anything. I got a hoodie on in case I accidentally put my head back in a chair. Like I'm like germophobic when I go to this
so
stuff.
precious,
Dude. I'm like,
wow.
No,
just cover the whole thing in toilet paper.
yeah, like right? Like I can't do it. And then like when I go home, I gotta change my clothes out. Like I just feel like did I get bed bugs or something attached to me? Can't do it, man. Now you go to a nice theater, you're like, all right, I'm gonna relax.
I do like those.
Yeah.
With the little reclining down the foot thingy comes up.
One time I took Lily to one of those theaters.
Right.
The Mason one has nice reclining seats. Dude. And she was at that age where like her feet just stunk.
Yes. Right.
And
sure.
So she gets all comfy. She takes off her shoes. Dude, she was like over on my right side. Yeah. I had to like watch like this. And I felt sorry for the person who was on her other side. I'm like, I don't know if I should apologize. I'm sorry, man.
This is not good. This is not good, man.
It was so bad. I had to go this way to watch the movie. Like,
I don't know when that happened, man. But yeah, all of a sudden my kids.
Fortunately, she got on that stage.
Right.
Like,
start taking care
and she had socks on and everything. And it was like,
yeah.
I'm like, no, you got too comfortable, kid. Like, this is not good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know when that happened, man. Like over the past couple of years. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just what it is. I'm like, you guys freaking stink. Man. I go and they got their own bedroom and they're like hanging out and open a door at dinner.
Dude, you just feel like you just got like exorcist, like the spirit just overtook you.
Just like,
I don't know.
Why do you guys smell so
I always shut Lily's room because it's like you open it like, you just get like possessed.
What are you, savage? Anyways, kids are gross. So, and horror movies. That was the other point I wanted to make. Bro, you know how profitable? I don't even barely remember the seeing the movie. Smile.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see like ads for it and stuff?
Yeah.
Bro, it cost 17 mil to make or thereabouts. Mm-hmm. It made over $200 million.
Shit. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Highly profitable. Yeah.
So evidently horror movies are one of the most and traditionally have been because they're cheap to make.
Yeah.
Right. Apparently.
Yeah. But it attracts people who just want to be scared.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need to have all these crazy CGI stuff.
No.
to make somebody scared.
No, I mean, in fact, honestly, it usually works the opposite.
If you watch the Smile movie, so I watched most recent one where like half of it I got distracted. It just reminded me I got to go back to finish it.
Right.
But it was so good, and like the freaky smile, like, oh shit, dude, like that.
That's scary.
Yeah,
that's scary. That's a real condition.
Really? No, I did not know that.
That's a real condition. Well,
it's scary in general. Like if I just looked at you, all of a sudden you just had this big smile, I'd be like, leaving. Fuck, dude, stop. You're creeping me out.
Yeah, dude. Because it's gonna get weird no matter what happens. You know what I mean? Like if you start smiling, now I'm grabbing balls. You know what I mean? It's like, are you gonna grab my ball? Are you gonna stab me? What are you
gonna do? What's your next move?
Right? This can't happen.
What's your next move?
Yeah.
Should I go block myself here? Right. Should I run?
Well, I
just don't know. Yeah.
How weird is this gonna get?
Just stop. I should do that to Hannah. Right. Just be like, just smile, big smile. It
she'll stab you, dude.
Just don't break my stare, nothing. Even if she looks away, she turns around.
No, dude. Even as you're saying it, looking at me right now, I feel uncomfortable because I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Right, and it's like, what?
Dude, she'd do that. She would go all rage on me.
Yeah. Well, she would obviously think that you're.
I did the other day, last night actually. Well, I didn't smile at her, but I was just watching her. And it's like, oh, she's beautiful,
Right.
And she happened to look, and she's like.
Why do they do that?
She's watching the show and she's like,
fuck are you looking at?
What are you looking at, dude?
She throws some shit at you.
I think you look beautiful. But she just happened to turn around right when I was looking at her. Next time I should do it for this crazy smile. And see what she does. She's like, dude, you gotta stop.
No, she'll hurt you. Yeah, that's weird, man, because Shannon does that. But it goes both ways, right? Yeah. And inevitably, I'm more like Hannah in that way because I'm like, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean? What are you looking at? And then I get the same shit, right? Yeah. Only it's more animated, right? It's more like I can't even look at my boyfriend. Like, oh right, Jesus Christ, sorry. Look away, admire.
You just admire.
I wish I could see what she sees, man. Because.
Yeah.
As if there's, I've said it before. There's like nothing but Scandinavian women around. You know what I mean? Right. Just eager.
Just eager. Yeah.
Anyways. So the future of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's going to, I think it's just going to.
It's just going to morph. It's going to morph.
AI is not going to steal everybody's jobs.
No, it's just going to morph. And that's life, right? It's constantly evolving.
Yeah,
and it's always going to be who's evolving first.
Yeah,
remember when like Avatar came out and was using all the cool technology? I mean, like, that was amazing, and it was like the #1 movie for the longest time.
Right,
because like they morphed, they used all this technology in a brilliant way.
Right,
and then now everybody uses. I mean, they're using it before then too, but like they really pushed the limits,
like invented stuff for the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think the same thing, theaters and all, it's just going to morph. I don't know. It's encouraging to hear what you said that, like, because these movies aren't as profitable if they go right to streaming, that they're starting to move back towards the theaters. I hope that's the case because there's something about, like, just get out of the house. Get out of the house, spend time with your family. Yeah, it's expensive, but you only do it. You do it every weekend. No, it's just once in a blue moon.
So, I mean, the dynamic too of how they sell, like there's, subscription kind of membership type stuff too.
Yeah.
I guess for a discount, right? Which makes sense, right? If you're going to go, like if you really enjoy going to the movies.
Yeah.
If you're going to go 6 times a year, I think that's the deal with one of the theaters around here.
Like if I was young and single.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably, and I live near the nice theater, I'd probably get a membership.
Yeah.
Something to do, get out of the house and watch.
Right.
Now I just have way too many responsibilities. I don't have time to do that.
I used to do that, bro. In Florida.
Yeah.
When I lived down there for a while. I had nothing to do. I had no plan. And just fucking off right in the middle of the day at like, 1:45, right? All by myself. I'm like, well, let's go see a movie. I have no problem with that, but then I kind of think, cause there was like 2-3 randoms, in there, like work week, just who's got the time, right? But
one time I went to this movie and it was like like the last show.
Yeah.
So it was late at night.
Right.
Nobody's there.
Yeah.
And so I just had fun. I was sitting in the back and watch it. And I'm like, I want to see what it looks like in the front. So I go to the front row.
Just walking around.
I was walking around.
Yeah.
And I was just like pacing and like just
That's wild.
like I want to see what different feels. Yeah, this is cool.
I remember we watched what is it? I See Dead People. What's that fucking movie? The Sixth Sense?
Sixth Sense, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And it turns out Bruce Willis is a ghost. Spoiler alert. Anyways, so we got out of there.
Mm-hmm.
It was me. I don't remember the guy's name anymore, but this dude that I used to hang with at Ocean County College. Shout out. And so we just, let's go see a movie. But it was the last one, and it was like a weekday or whatever. I would check it out, and I remember that it was just us in the theater. There might have been another person, but I don't really know. And that movie will fucking freak you out.
Yeah,
right? It's already, and we weren't in our right mind. So we get out of the theater. Just so happens that the front desk, the popcorn popper, whoever was around, they must have been doing the garbage or whatever, right? But there's nobody there. So we're like, well, that's weird. They're probably just taking the garbage out.
Yeah.
Get in the car, there's really no parking or no cars in the parking. This is late.
You're just,
we're like, all right. Dude, we drove. It was about a 20-minute car ride, right? Down a relatively, a well-used road, it wasn't country road. Bro, we drove down the fucking, there wasn't a sight. There was nobody
That's the whole thing.
There was nobody there.
You're freaking out like, what is going on?
We're bullshitting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just listening to music, just bullshitting about the movie. And then at a certain point, I remember looking over at the guy and I was just like, as I looked at him and he looked at me, he was like, are we dead? you know what I mean? Like, where is everybody?
Where is everybody?
It was super weird.
See, that's one other thing. I love those experiences after theaters. Now, maybe not like that, but like, have you, like, what time? We probably have one more question to answer here. Like, what movie did you walk out and you're like really excited or like impacted? Like, oh, that was awesome.
Damn.
Like for me, it was like the Infinity Wars, like all the Marvel stuff. Yeah. Once, especially the climax, the end game. Like I was like then that whole experience. I'm like, that was awesome. Like,
okay. I'll tell you one. Hostel. You remember that horror movie?
I know the movie. I don't.
Brother.
Yeah.
After I saw that, like, I felt like I like movies like that, right? Because I can leave and I'm like, thank God I'm here. You know what I mean? It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember leaving the movie theater after seeing Hostel in the movie theater. And I was just like, this world is fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's, you don't know that it did happen would happen for real, but it probably does.
Yeah.
And you're just like, wow, well, it's fucked up. But it did. I left with this whole different perspective. Like,
that's how it was when I watched that first Matrix movie. I walked out and I'm like,
another one.
Whoa, what did I
That's
just
another one? Yeah.
In this whole, where am I? What is going on? Is this
You're literally questioning the nature of reality?
Yeah. See, I love those experiences.
I'm with that.
But cool.
Good one.
Yep.
Good one. All right. With that, we'll get out of here. From the iconic era of advertising to the digital age, I'm Chris.
And I'm Ernie.
Keep it legendary.